Chaman Spin Buldak is the second busiest border crossing between Pakistan and Afghanistan. The boundary, which connects Pakistan's Balochistan with the southern Afghan province of Kandahar, is a key trade route through which large quantities of critical goods move in and out of landlocked Afghanistan. For decades, the boundary remained tense due to illegal crossings, frequent ethnic clashes, and scuffles between the security forces. On December 15th, clashes erupted between the border forces of Afghanistan and Pakistan, resulting in 1 death and more than a dozen injuries. Only a few days prior, on December 11th, cross-border shelling and gunfire had killed 8 Pakistani civilians and 1 Afghan soldier near the same crossing. Both sides blame each other for instigating clashes. Afghanistan and Pakistan have for decades had territorial disputes at their border, and the Chaman crossing was closed for several days after similar clashes only a month ago. It is the locals who continue to suffer due to mounting uncertainty.
پاکستان افغانستان بارډر باندې کار کوم لګرتو کوم شي هر ورځ جنگ نه د ملي حکومتونو دا خواست کوم دا جنگ سیاسي ودرې ورور مشي روزګار وي دغه کو وسلام.
Pakistan expected peace at the Durand Line, the border between Pakistan and Afghanistan, since the Taliban takeover of Kabul on August 15, 2021. Unfortunately, tensions between the two nations intensified since the al-Qaeda leader, Ayman al-Zawahiri, was killed in a U.S. drone strike in Kabul on July 31st this year. The Taliban government criticized Islamabad for allowing Americans to use their airspace to access Afghanistan. On the other hand, Pakistan accuses the Taliban government of doing little to stop cross-border attacks by Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan on its security forces. The porous border remains an epicenter of TTP and Islamic State Khorasan.
This is just part of the process. You see the ceasefire agreements. Why will you agree to a ceasefire when you have the upper hand? You agree to a ceasefire when you do not have the upper hand, you see, or for optical purposes. Now, have you heard of any major Pakistani victory against the Taliban in the last year or so? Nothing. I only hear about the TTP carrying out attacks in Pakistan. Very little that they're able to do to the TTP. So I don't think Pakistan realizes what it's up for. And I think the TTP know exactly what they're doing.
Pakistani security forces also frequently carry out attacks against terrorist hideouts inside Afghanistan's territory, which further strains the relationship between Kabul and Islamabad. Since the Taliban's takeover of Kabul, the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan has become more violent with an aim to impose Islamic law in Pakistan. The TTP and the Afghan Taliban share ideological roots as they both work together against the United States-led Afghan government. As the Pakistani government ended its ceasefire with the TTP, the situation on the Durand Line is expected to become more unstable and hostile, with civilian Afghans and Pakistanis continuing to suffer.